Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenmara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And today I want to do something a little bit different, and that is a tarot unboxing. So this is the deck that was actually gifted to me by a friend of mine, a very dear friend, and it's the Druid Craft Tarot. As you can tell, I opened this much just so I could not have to fight with the plastic on video. But I was just thinking something a little bit different for the Tuesday shows, so why not try doing this? We'll tuck that away. So, as I said, I have not personally opened this, and it's kind of a cool little stiff there, but it comes apart like a little book, which is kind of cool. Get my light to not reflect on it. So you've got like the little book end. I'll set that off to the side here. Wow, they have a textbook in here as part of, like, it's not even a little book, it's that thing's thick. My small desk here. So let's see how many pages are in this. 192. This isn't even like a guidebook. This is a journal, a full tome of the Druid Tarot. So this is a full-sized, it appears, tarot deck, which is pretty cool because my other decks are all a little bit on the smaller side. They divided the deck into two sections to put in the box, so you got two halves to make your whole tarot deck. And what I was figuring we would do is, random piece of plastic, is just kind of sort through the cards and take a peek. I love the major arcana type stuff, so we'll start going through those, and then who knows, maybe even just do a general reading, see how these cards talk to me. And I do, before I even open this, I've had it sitting. I have a very specific ritual before I'll open a deck of cards. This is completed its time, so I figured I'd share it with you guys. So the Fool, we're missing something on this one. That's alright. But the Fool card is really simple, but it kind of gives you the idea if you're about to start something new if you're not careful. But we're missing the snake biting the heel, which means that whole, like, be careful where you're going so you don't trip. The Magician, wow, that is a powerful image. It's got Stonehenge in the back and the stone altar in the center, but it has all the tools, the wand, the sword, the pentacle, and the cup, but there's a random chicken. That's interesting. The High Priestess, she is the goddess, speaking to the goddess directly. That is a pretty cool looking card. And I won't do this with all of the sets, but just the major arcana looks really neat. Then we have the Lady, and she is most definitely, this would be, I think, the Empress in the original deck. She's very much pregnant in this one, which tends to be that case, but the Empress is more focused on the physical, where the High Priestess is more spiritual. Then we have the Late Lord. So this is like, in this aspect, we are talking about the Lord and Lady in the aspect of the god and goddess. And so we have almost a Cernus type, or Kuranos, depending on where you learn to say it, type deity. And then the High Priest, I can't quite see that, there we go. Huh, yeah, very interesting background going on there. Just kind of giving you an idea of the art here. Oh, we'll have to edit this one, because the Lovers, of course the Lovers need to be edited. But that's probably one of the more intimate one of the Lovers. Most of the time it's semi-affectionate. This one is very much like, we are lovers and this is what we do. The Chariot, well, that's unique. It's driven by a warrior woman. Still cool. We have Strength. Oh, instead of the lion, looky what we have for our strength animal. Of course, we are in the they're going off the Celtic stuff, so wild boar would make more sense there. We have the Hermit, kind of reminds you of the ancient Merlin with his guide dog. probably a wolf if I was going to be honest. The wheel, well, that's interesting. The wheel is what she's carrying, but she's drawing a magic circle. I don't know if you can see that wheel in her hand there. That's, like I said, kind of fun. We have the Justice card. She's carrying her scales. And we have... Whoa. We have a graphic Hanged Man. So we're going to have to edit here. We'll just go here. This particular Hangman is taking the genuine mystic's journey, where you bring nothing with you, including clothing. So this one might not be one I use for readings on here anyway. The Death card has the old crone on it. Not the usual figure of death that you would anticipate, but definitely gives you that vibe of something is coming to an end. We have the Feralt. I believe Temperance is what we're looking at here, which is a pretty cool looking card. We have number 15 is Cernos, the devil, so to speak, sneaking up on the exhausted lovers. Why you shouldn't let your guard down. We have the Tower, which looks like it's destroying a magical tower, which is even more powerful of an image as far as I'm concerned. We have the Star. Wow. Okay, just 1 second. We've got some serious edits to do here, because the Star leaves nothing to the imagination. There's another star we could call this one, but it's the innocence of the Star. The Moon, we have some wolves with an archway in the back holding up the moon. We have the Sun. That's a kind of a cool concept, having a child as the sun, but they're probably talking, and since this is being released close to Yule, the solar sun, the newborn son of Yule, so this is kind of where that's going. A little bit of new beginnings going on there. And then we have Rebirth. And had to edit because, you know. But that's when you go through that dark night of the soul. You come out with nothing but your identity, which is a completely different experience. So the world is another one. Gonna have to do a little finger-based editing here, because it's very interesting, with that one, just how the art is, and I'm not going to post certain things. And then we get into the wands. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of the decks that I've owned, they start by having all of the wands, all of the cups, all of the pentacles, and then all the swords. This particular deck does them as, and I'm literally just taking them out, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles all set together, so they have all of their minor arcanas lumped by numbers. So that's kind of a cool concept. The Three of Pentacles, very much a working man. You work and earn your reward there. The Four of Pentacles, a little bit of sneakiness going on with the Four of Pentacles. It's a little thievery type thing. And then we've got the Five of Wands. I love the use of chickens. I'm sorry, that one, it's kind of a distraction almost for me, but it's really fun that they just keep putting chickens in there. And I'm just randomly pulling some of these out to give you an idea of what we've got going on. The ones that kind of feel drawn to be spoken or pulled out. The Eight of Cups, there's very much telling you that there's journey energy going on in this one. It's not just you're here for the moment. There's a mission that you're accomplishing. And it's kind of like the ever-evolving, like you got to a certain point, but you think you're done, and then you turn around and it's like, oh, there's the rest of your hill. That's kind of that energy. We have the Nine of Swords, which is heartbreak, sorrow, things not working out your way. The Prince of Wands, which is one of the more active of the princes, very much about getting things done, flying over your problems, moving forward in life. And then we have, oh, they do the princesses too. So the Princess of Wand is a very dramatic. She is a woman in her full power. Very much letting you know who's in charge and how she's not going to be anyone's doormat. And then we have... Where's the... I want one specific card. The Queen of Cups is the one I was thinking. Just because this one tends to... I'm a water sign, so we'll go with water energy. But this is very much about a high priestess offering a gift or requesting a gift from the goddess of the moon. And that's where you're getting a lot of that lunar energy in that one. And then we'll take a quick peek. Well, that was the Queen of Cups. Let's look at the other queens. We have the Queen of Wands sitting on her throne, saying that she is in full control of her magic and her fire and her passion. And notice how she's sitting. She's sitting like a man, meaning she's fought battles with the men. You're not going to tell her no. The Queen of Swords, she has most definitely seen some stuff. And she's another one. She's sitting prepared. She's sitting like she's ready to lunge out of the chair. There's that warrior stance going on. Very confident woman. We have the Queen of Pentacles. She's done her amount, but she's more focused on the background. Support is where we're going with this one, the foundation. So she's not going to be out there on the battlefield. She'll be supporting, kind of like the Queen of Water or the Queen of Cups. And then we'll look at the King of Wands. Again, we have that stance of we're ready to launch out of our chairs, ready for that next battle. Very much confident in their abilities. The King of Cups, I'm getting the impression from this one that he's still ready for a fight, but he's not going to turn away a good drink of mead either. So it could be the fight in the bar as far as that one goes. But the King of Swords, we've got that intelligence. You can see it in his face. He's contemplating your next step. He's prepared to strike, prepared to spring. I mean, the way this leg, is coiled up, he could get out of that chair and faster than you could really be aware of. There's definitely an awareness. He's done a lot. He's seen a lot. He doesn't need to prove himself, but he could if he needed to. And then the King of Pentacles, we have a philosopher here. This is not a standard warrior king. This is the king that has seen the sights. He's done the things. And now he has stepped into a wise man aspect. So this one could be kind of almost similar to the Hermit the Hierophant. I can't remember what it was in this deck. But that's kind of the energy that's given me, is there's wisdom there to be gleaned if you sit at his knee and are honest with him. This is not a man to trifle with. So I don't want this one to be too long, so we'll just do a quick card pull here. Little shuffling, and this is going to be a new deck, so I'm not going to do a full reading on it because you'll end up pulling like 6 and 7 cards that are all lined up, and I fully am aware of that. So and the way I like to shuffle is not, some people are really aggressive when they shuffle tarot decks. That's not how I shuffle. I'd rather the cards tell me what they want me to know, and so that's how I pull. And with this very, very new deck, we are going to just pull 3 quick cards and see what we've got. We have the Ace of Cups. So there's some emotional beginnings here, but it's also that cups overflowing. So your emotions are running really high is what this is showing. It's talking about an abundance of emotion, whether that be happiness, sadness. They're actually showing me more along the lines of passion. This deck is very chatty, which is kind of cool. A lot of decks take a little bit to work up to, not this one. And then they're also showing with that moon, you've got that lunar guidance, paying attention to your intuition and your dreams, because something is new, something is coming in. This is a period of very, very strong new beginnings is what we're seeing. And then we have the 8 of Wands. And even though wands are fire, they're showing a lot of air tied into this, where you're preparing for a battle that you may not need to fight, but you're practicing in case. This is kind of that heads up, better to be ready than to be ran over. Not sure where that came from, but that's that's what the guides are saying here. And then our third card is the number 14, the Feralt. This one is an interesting one because the images that are coming into me, that what I'm hearing and stuff, is not what this card's normal. The position of this card is normal. This is about preparing for the future, because the future is this beautiful rainbow in the back, if you can see that. So you're preparing for that, but you have to store things up for now, because if you're not taking care of this moment, planning for today, planning for tomorrow, living in today, and using the past as a lesson is what they're showing. And your past as a lesson is the wisdom to know how much of her little potion to mix in to add into her cauldron, and then you have all of her herbs and spices and things and some wool or some kind of mushroom maybe hanging up here, because the overall outcome is this window. You're gazing into the future, so there's what you're working on in this now moment, what you're preparing today is because you're seeing a future that you're trying to create, and that's where your active creation is coming in. So yeah, this deck, I'm going to play with it a little bit more before I start using it on stream, but I do feel that this is a powerful little deck to use. Not little, it's one of my physically bigger decks. So what did you guys and gals out there think? I'll link a description, I'll link this deck in the description as well in case it's something you're interested in. The Nine of Pentacles is on the bottom. That's a very peaceful card. That's kind of running through the deck. The book, we'll flip through that real quick. Actually, Nine of Pentacles was on the bottom. Let's take a peek at what the Nine of Pentacles is in here. Oh, they do this backwards. Interesting. So when you get in the book has all of the elements in the first. So you have your minor arcana in the first, but the book is still set up with the same pattern, where you go 8 of Wands, 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles. So they do things based off of the numbers, not so much the signs. For the nines, your keywords are completeness, idealism, and leadership. The master message of the nines is beyond the limits of all knowing and is depth and power. The mystery of life is unfathomable. This is how they start the section. So it gives you the name, keywords, and then there's a quote over here, which I just read. But it goes over the information about nines in mystic circles and kind of numerology based stuff, and then they tie it into the Druids with that. And the Nine of Pentacles, we have the keywords of gain, pleasure, and living your ideals. And they do the reverse meanings as well. But it basically is success, bringing good things to your life. Nine of Pentacles is known, as far as I'm concerned, as one of the more positive cards, because it means your hard work is being rewarded. And that's what they're bringing forward, is like you receive windfalls, something from unearned income, so it's a blessing in disguise, or you may have reached a stage where you no longer need to work, where your hard work is paid off. And this card symbolizes luxuries, hobbies, and pleasure. The Pentacles, earth sign energy, represents the material world, but the meaning of the number 9 suggests much more depth. It is so possible that you are developing an awareness of what truly matters in life and what you're keen to succeed, not only in materially but spiritually. So this is actually a pretty cool description. And then they give the reverse meaning. Like I said, I don't work reverse because it's not something that I feel that the tarot can tell you what it needs to know upright. There are a lot of people who will disagree with me. That's fine, but that's how I read. So the reverse meaning is it's easy to forget what truly matters in life. Finding the Nine of Pentacles reversed indicates you have lost your way, forgotten priorities. With lack of discipline, you abandon projects, and you may need you may have what you need physically, but experience restlessness and lack of satisfaction. So, but yeah, that was for the Druid Craft Tarot, a gift from a dear friend of mine. So if you're interested in that, I'll link it in the description, and let me know if this is a deck that you would like to see me use in the future in our elemental readings, either at the first of the month or at the mid-month ones. Or if there's a new kind of reading you'd like me to start tossing in, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you in the next video.